guys, and welcome here to the Jello Cup Series. This is race number 17 here today from the Darlington Speedway. Today we present to you the Cookout Southern 500. I'm Brian James here in the booth with you today. Starting on the pole today will be Joshua Saculli in that number 32. And to his outside is the number 27. He's your defending champ, Alexander Rowe. One thing, as you can tell by looking on through the back of the field, there's a lot of throwback paint schemes. This is our throwback week, as you could tell also by our intro before we, our cold open there, before we got to the pre-race. You'll be able to tell as well, just like with the last two races, we have thrown back to the ARCS colors. The color scheme, so a lot of the graphics will use that color scheme for this race. And of course, another thing to make this race even more significant is there is double points at stake here today. Of course, if you're on the cusp of the playoffs, it could really put you ahead. If you are on the outside, it could help. If you're a guy outside of the top 33, you could get closer. And one guy that for sure will not have to worry about his stake or his standing here in this race will be Dustin Davis in that number 5. Keep this in mind, he is your points leader entering today, and he's got a 91 point advantage over the next car, which is of course your pole sitter Joshua Saculli. So for Dustin Davis, it's just going to be survive and advance today, as he's running kind of a throwback to the two 7-time champs. So some cars didn't have throwbacks. I unfortunately did not have time to paint cars. We're going to show you your knockout qualifying results in a second, but I do want to say before I show them to you, I want to stress that if you did not make this race, today, there is throwback paint schemes for guys who did not make the race, and you will just run those paint schemes the next time we have an outing. I have a list of guys who didn't make the race, or I kept track of it, and they will just run their throwback paint scheme the next race we run, as opposed to this race, because they just didn't make this one. Now let us show you your knockout qualifying results. It was, of course, Frodemar Otz, he advances. So does Tyler Rattray, Austin Shaw, Willa Ruby Crouch, Chris Smith, Dylan Ibrahimian, and Giorgio Stumu. They are all the 7 drivers that will advance. And again, to the 7 that did not make the race, you guys will run your throwback at a later date on the schedule. The other thing to keep in mind here as we get going is, let's take a look for the benefit of our Facebook viewers. Let's show you where things stand since the last time we broadcasted on here. Of course, let's show you the playoff grid, as we are now in the race to the playoffs. It is the final 10 races of the regular season. Zach Fitzwater, he's been on a tear. He was with us last race on Sunday. He now has 21 playoff points at his dispense. Dustin Davis, this is assuming he's the regular season champ, would have 16 playoff points. Then you see Casey Naneko, of course, in 3rd. But looking on down the list, Joshua Saculli enters this race with a 65 point advantage. If him, Nicky Martinez, Michael Collins, or Matt Dixon happen to win this race, that cut line will not move. Another thing that could move this cut line is that 78, who starts in 7th. Jordan Anderson, if he wins, could move that cut line. Or if he, not even if he wins, if he moves into the top 30, he could move that cut line up. So that's something we want you to keep in mind. He can move that cut line up, which means that if the standings stay the same, Matt Dixon would get bumped. The other thing to keep in mind, you saw 2 guys there, Diego Yepes, Carter Joey. They both have 5 playoff points. They are going to need something from this race, or they're going to need something going forward Again, after today, we only have 9 races until the playoffs start. And that, of course, will pick up in a week and a half when we go to Daytona. You know, there's really not much time left on the schedule. And for these go or go homers, today is a huge day. This is the third of 4 double points races. The next one we have is at Indianapolis. Okay, I can't stress this enough. This is a big day. There are going to be a lot of guys racing aggressive because they know this may be kind of, in a sense, looking at how far Dustin Davis is ahead, you can see that opportunities are closing very quick. And it's not just to catch Dustin Davis. It's to get inside that top 33. So these go or go homers are going to be pressing hard because they know, again, this is, in a way, a last-ditch effort to gain as much ground as you can. Because if you don't, I mean, you got 8 more races until the next double points race, but you don't want to have to bank on making those all 8 races, trying to run as best as you can. You want to have security, and these go or go homers are going to be vying big time for an upset here today. Because again, this is an opportunity closing. And for someone like Alexander Rowe, he's on the cusp of falling outside of the top 33. He is going to want to be pushing as hard as he can to, I mean, this has not been a good season for that 27 team. So they're going to want all the points they can get. The problem is they're starting on the outside lane, which you will see in the keys to the race why I believe that's a bad thing. Anyway, let's not delay any further. Let us show you let's roll the intro and then we'll show you your starting lineup here from Darlington.
You are watching the Gaming Collaboration Network, home of the Jello Cup Series.
Oh man, through turns 3 and 4, we're going to have ourselves another photo finish, and I believe this time the 43 Tim Randolph will win at Daytona.
The Lift National Series. Here we go. They make their way through turn 3 and 4. The pace car will peel off. And for the first time ever, the Lift National Series is green here at Daytona. The Hitachi Truck Series. And here we go. The pace truck is gonna peel off. And for the first time ever in GCN history, we have a truck series and we are underway under the lights here at Daytona in Tuesday night heat. Start for us. Your GCN presentation starts right now.
Here we go. The starting lineup will roll on the left-hand side of your screen, and you can also see the keys to the race. I want to emphasize, I don't know if I put it on there or not, but the double points today. Again, seeing how spread out these points are, this is huge. This is a huge race for a lot of these guys to really make up some ground. And another thing, that high line, not the best line to get around here. You want to be low in turns 1 and 2 to be able to make a pass. And frankly, we saw it in the lift race yesterday, you're going to want to be low in 3 and 4 too. But it is Joshua Siculi, Alexander Rowe, green flag is out, Southern 500 underway. Oh, 16's in the wall. Already with the Darlington stripe for the 16 of Tyler Faden. Now you see the 48's got his Darlington stripe. Not much room to go racing here. Not good for that 48 of Austin Shaw. Let's look on back, see if anybody else rides against the wall and gets their Darlington stripe. Oh, I heard some scraping back here. But it looks like they make it clean, as Joshua Scully will lead the opening lap. Now he'll lead lap 2. He hits the wall too. Again, when we come back, we go to Daytona as Alexander Rowe takes the race lead. The defending champ, we mentioned he needs something big here today. Man, they are just all over the wall today. Joshua Scully, the pole sitter, just banged up his car. I don't know if I've seen a Darlington race that started out like this. This is just nuts. I told you they'd be aggressive. I didn't anticipate the aggression would lead to this, scraping the wall every single lap. As Alexander Rowe continues to lead. And again, keep in mind, we had mentioned this in the pre-race. He needs a good run today. He is in the worst shape, I believe, of any defending champ that has come back to the Jello Cup Series to defend their title. As you see back there, it's a battle for second. Mohammed Zain Abdullah gets it. Jordan Anderson will follow, so will the 53 of Dallas Jordan. And now you'll see Mohammed Zain Abdullah kind of gain a little bit of time on Alexander Rowe. Keep in mind, Mohammed Zain Abdullah could get his second win of the season here today. So could that 78 of Jordan Anderson. But we want to check in on one guy here. It's the guy who joined us last race, Zach Fitzwater. And keep in mind, for Zach Fitzwater, a win for him. He's up in 12th, don't rule it out. And he's been the hot driver lately. But a win today for that 4 could really put them in some great shape going forward. Up ahead. See, they're starting to reel in that 27. Keep in mind, this is a race that's all over twice as long as the races the last 2 nights. And some of these guys also pretty tired because they ran up at Road America on Sunday. So it was a very short week compared to the normal midweek races, which are on Wednesday. Keep in mind, we did this on Tuesday because the Jello Cup Series, or because of the Thanksgiving break. So we adjusted a lot of things. Again, Thanksgiving break will be up next. We won't have a race this weekend. So our first weekend off of the season for all series. It gives everyone a chance to catch up. As you see Jordan Anderson go to second. And you see just how many positions you lose by running that high lane. Yeah, when we come back from the bye though, we've got Daytona. That'll be on Saturday night. Of course, it'll be December 5th. Then we run the doubleheader at Pocono. That'll be December 12th and 13th. Then we'll have our GCN All-Star race, and that'll be, of course, it was just announced the 15th and 16th of December. Then the Cup Series will have a bye because the Hitachi Trucks and Lift National will be at Quarter Slammer on the 19th and 20th, but we will be back on the 23rd at Homestead, and that's the upcoming races. And of course, after Homestead, we will have a 2-week bye, essentially a 2.5-week bye, before we return for Zen Joltis after the Christmas and New Year break. Caution is out. Might have something to do with that 32. Oh, big wreck. Turn 4. The 24, Nate Ratchery, one of the guys involved. Dylan Young, Samet Ozkan, one of the guys who was on that bubble. Jesse James, and a handful of others involved in that wreck. And really the first bit of action we've seen all week so far. What is the 78 doing? He's not going to pit, but he almost just ran through the pace car. Dustin Davis also staying out, so some gambling going on here. And they're going to get swallowed up. If they refuse to pit, they will get swallowed up. There's no doubt about it. Because tires are just so valuable around this track. Here comes the 27. Of course, keep in mind, Dustin Davis won the race yesterday, so he is more than likely a favorite here today. Here comes Joshua Sakulli. Will it impact the 27? It won't. Alexander Rowe wins the race off the pit lane. Let's go see what happened. Willa Ruby Crouch gets hooked by Ricky Johnson. And you see right there, up the track goes the 15. And this track just so narrow, really nowhere to go. And up into the 21, the 42. I believe the 1 will squeak through. Oh, a little bit of damage. Then you see Dylan Young plows in there, really nowhere to go. I don't think he could see very well. Diego Yepes gets involved. And just from here, all hell breaks loose. Some guys flipping over. A lot of guys getting piled up here. You see the 66 up and over. But a lot of guys going to be out of the race with damage here. That's a tough break. And a tough break for Samet Ozkan and others who are on the bubble with the points. This is going to put them really far back. Let's take you back to the green. Pace lights are off. We're getting ready to go back racing here. I'll tell you, I didn't like that decision for Jordan Anderson and Dustin Davis to stay out an extra lap right there. And you saw right there, they said, we're going to get swallowed up here on the restart. We got to pit for tires. This could put them in a good situation with the fuel mileage, though. But tire-wise, not a good decision because now they just lost all that ground. The guys out of the race, Willa Ruby Crouch, Nate Ratchery, who's won the last 2 weekday races. He will not go 3 in a row with that. Dylan Ibrahimian, Dylan Young, Nicky Martinez, Jesse James, and Samet Ozkan. Bad days for all those guys who are in a points battle entering today. As Alexander Rowe, Dallas Jordan, they'll lead us back to the green. We're back underway. Now we'll see here, will anyone be trying to ride the wall again? You saw that outside lane does not work very well with these cup cars. Looking on back, you see some of these cars heavy damage just trying to make it to the finish. Mitchell Collins being one of them. There's the 78 and the 5, and keep in mind, Dustin Davis, Jordan Anderson, they're going to want to have patience now going through the field, as will Austin Shaw, who is on the lead lap with these guys. They're going to want to have the utmost patience because it's not going to be easy to climb back through the field. I'm telling you, I think that 53, Dallas Jordan, I think she likes the adjustments her team made, because she is right on the bumper of her teammate. And Zach Fitzwater trying to climb up again. Keep in mind, we're keeping an eye on this 4 because he's the playoff points leader. He would be the #1 seed right now. And that's something all these guys are keeping in mind as we go through the course of this race. And they've got to be saying to themselves, we can't allow this 4 to have a good day or just pick up that many points. As you see there, we missed a battle for the lead, but Dallas Jordan is now your race leader. Alexander Rowe fends off Mohammed Zain Abdullah for second, which is quite frankly shocking because normally you fall to that outside in turns 1 and 2 and you don't fend anybody off. As you can see there, look at how quickly Sky Commons is swallowed up for giving up the inside to his teammate. Of course, Fitzwater now up to 6th, and with that guy Dustin Davis at the back right now, trying to battle his way back forward. This is really helping out Zach Fitzwater close up that points gap. As Dallas Jordan continues to lead. Keep in mind, you saw with the rundown of the points scenario, there's not many drivers that are close to, or not many rookies. Obviously not many guys close to Dustin Davis, but there's really no one as far as rookies go. I mean, you got Chase Miller, you got Matt Dixon, who would be in the playoffs if it started. If Jordan Anderson climbed into the top 30, he'd be in the mix. But there's really like 3 or 4 rookies that are in the playoff picture. And that's about it. As you see, here comes that 4 of Zach Fitzwater. Will he go to the inside? He won't be able to on Michael Collins. And again, keep an eye on Zach Fitzwater. He's the hottest driver entering this race right now. We've given a lot of talk about Dustin Davis and how strong that 5 team is. And that 4, though, he's been very strong. He's won back-to-back races. He's looking for his 3rd win in a row. And of course, if he is able to accomplish that feat, he'd be the first driver in the history of this series to win 3 races in a row. And you see there, he'll try to go to the inside of Michael Collins. That's for 3rd. And he'll be able to do it. But look at how far back he is from the 53 and the 27 rather. He's going to have a little work to do. And obviously the 53 is just checked out. Caution's back out. He's going to have his chance. Oh, big wreck again. Joshua Sakulli. Frodemar Otts, Austin Shaw. The 03 of Sanford stuck on the pit lane. And now they should be pitting again, as again, tires are just so valuable here. And we'll see, does the 4 team have a good stop? You see the 93 staying out to lead a lap. And again, I don't like the strategy for some of these guys. I get it, you want to lead a lap, get a few extra points. but it puts you so far back. You saw the 8, you saw the 78 and the 5 having to race their way through lap traffic. As you see the 53 pitting, it's right sides. Are they going to change all 4? Yes, they will. Here comes Austin Shaw. His day is definitely over. And the 53 and the 4, they're going to battle it off the pit lane here. And the top 3 will remain the same. Let's go see what happened. David Paschal and that 8 of Eric Faden, they get together. They drift and basically hit the wall. And Patrick Smith goes low. He hits the 77 though, and unfortunately he sends himself into the 32, and up and over they go. And then that's where Austin Shaw gets involved. And the 43. And then the 19 Frodemar Otts gets hooked and trying to make it to the pit lane. So does Diego Yepes. A tough break for all those guys involved. You saw the 78 and the 5 somehow got through that. So good work by those two. As we'll take you back to the green here in just a moment. Welcome back. The guys out of the race now. Austin Shaw, Joshua Saculli are the 2 out after that wreck. Not good for Joshua Saculli there, who was in that points battle. And if Dustin Davis can come away with a good result, this should expand the points lead. These two are about to get swallowed up, I believe. Ricky Johnson, Jordan Anderson, Dallas Jordan, Alexander Rowe, Zach Fitzwater, your top 5. Then it's Astrid Flores, Charles Sanford. He may have known what he was doing. 8th is Tim Randolph. 9th is Chris Smith. 10th is Michael Collins. Green flag. Telling you, the reason I said Charles Sanford might have known what he was doing, I think he knew those guys were wrecking, so he tried to beat these guys to the pit lane. He tried to beat the pit road close, and he did so. Which of course means oh, you see those guys pitting. Not a good sign. As Dallas Jordan will reclaim the race lead. Keep an eye on that 4. And we should have another cyclist stop soon. But I want to go back to what I was saying about he knew what was happening. Of course, he pitted before the pit lights went on. And you see there Charles Sanford now going to lose a handful of positions. But he gained some on the pit lane there. It really helped him out at the end of the day. He did very well over at Charlotte. Maybe he's starting to like these double points events. And of course, the next race we go to is Daytona. And Charles Sanford, being a former winner, he is definitely one of the favorites in this Coke Zero 400 when we do come back from our Thanksgiving break. But I'm sure he would love to see victory lane here today. Ooh, we just had a battle for second we missed, and Zach Fitzwater is now in second. I warned you, don't count this 4 out. Of course, if Charles Sanford, if Zach Fitzwater were to win today, this would put him at 31 playoff points, which would be unprecedented in the Jello Cup Series, because nobody has reached that mark. And it would put him at 5 wins and tie him up top the all-time wins list. And here we go. He gets a great run through turns 3 and 4. It's going to set him up for a battle for the lead. He's going to have to go inside here, and he will. And Zach Fitzwater to the race lead. Oh, man. And you saw as well, when we were looking at Charles Sanford drop through the field, Dustin Davis has climbed into the top 10. Keep in mind, he has nothing to lose here as far as the points lead goes, but he can really expand upon it at the end of this race, which would be huge if he can do that. And right there, a battle for second, and it won't happen. Astrid Flores will maintain his position for now. Zach Fitzwater continues to lead, but I'm sure he'd love to see that 96 pull to the inside and pass Dallas Jordan. Keep in mind, we likely got one more round of stops coming. And Dallas Jordan just closed up a lot there. And she will battle for the lead in turns 3 and 4. To the inside. In the middle of that corner, she's going to have to beat him to the gas. And it looks as though she will. Fitzwater's not in a good position there. He's going to lose probably 3 spots. And in fact, he will. Dallas Jordan back to the lead. Here comes Alexander Rowe into the picture once again. And don't rule out that 27 either. And again, we mentioned how badly that 27 team needs a good run, and they're getting it today. But I'm sure they'd love to get the race lead back. Another person coming into the picture. Back in 7th, that's Casey Naneko. Keep this in mind, Casey Naneko. A win today would put him up top the playoff points battle. Because he already won at Charlotte earlier this year. As you see him get passed by the 3 of Nathan Faden, who was just trying to get back into this playoff picture. That team last season, heartbreaking. They did not advance to the playoffs. As you see the pit stops. I don't know if this is the last cycle of stops, but I would anticipate that they are. As you see the 13, Tyler Rattray will stay out. He'll take the race lead. In a go or go homer, he needs some points. And he'll pit. Oh, an issue for the 27. And Fitzwater's crew, money. Because they are back to second. There's Ricky Johnson. Oh, they pin Ricky Johnson high. And that helped Zach Fitzwater out. There's the 13, and the race lead now belongs to Dallas Jordan once again. But now it's on Zach Fitzwater. He's going to have to do everything he can to chase down that 53 if he wants his third win in a row. Dustin Davis had a top 5 going, and he might still. This would be a great points day for that 5 team. You see, slowly but surely, Zach Fitzwater's closing in, but he also doesn't want to wear his tires out before he catches the 53, because this could make that pass so much more difficult. He closes in the entry in the middle of the corner. And now he's getting some really good acceleration off the corner. 10 laps of racing to go. He has enough time if he can get to the bumper. And again, he doesn't want to wear the tires out chasing down this 53. But the question is, did he do so? Again, he's 0.2 quicker than Dallas Jordan is right now. To the inside, battle for the lead. He's going to want to beat Dallas Jordan through the center of the corner. He will. Zach Fitzwater back to the lead. 8 laps of racing to go. Tim Randolph could be in the best position. If anything happens to that 4 or the 53, see there, Jordan Anderson short pitting. But they are also catching lap traffic. And now it'll be interesting who can navigate through the lap traffic better. 7 to go. They're going to catch that 77 in a bad position. And Dallas Jordan, she's going to want to get to the inside right here. Keep in mind, last year we saw a wreck with the lap traffic involving the race leader. You saw someone get impatient and wreck through the lap traffic. Will we see a bit of the same today? Lap traffic moment presented by Fitzwater's angriness, and I assure you that is Fitzwater, very angry right now, having to navigate his way through this. And there's a teammate up ahead, 2 teammates up ahead for Fitzwater, and the question is, will they move over and help their teammate? One will. Carter Joey. With 5 to go, Dallas Jordan's going to want to get to the inside, but Zach Fitzwater beats her there. This is a bad place to catch that 41. And look who else is back there a lap down. That's Jordan Anderson. Keep in mind, he could have a big say in the finish of this race. Four laps to go. This race is anything but over. And the last lapped car they got to get through. Not able to do so there. We come to 3 laps to go. Fitzwater's going to set himself up nicely here. And now they're clear. It's going to be a 2-driver battle. Unless they pit. Oh, Dallas Jordan drove it deep. You know she wants a win. Especially in a prestigious race like this. 2 laps of racing to go. Does Fitzwater have enough for his 5th win of the year, his 3rd straight? And this is crunch time for Dallas Jordan if they don't pit. And they don't. So this is now crunch time for her. She needs a great run through the center of the corner to set herself up in turns 1 and 2. And I don't think she's going to get it. The white flag is out. 1 lap of racing to go, presented by Mitchell's Memes. She could do it in turns 3 and 4. Don't rule that out either, but she's going to have to do essentially a video game move at this point. I don't think she's close enough. She's not. We've seen back-to-back winners before in the Jello Cup Series. Zach Fitzwater was one of them. He is now back-to-back-to-back. Fitzwater wins his 3rd in a row at Darlington. His 5th win, he is now tied up top the all-time wins list. And on top of it, if he just led the most laps, he's got 33 playoff points, if not 31. Oh man, I assure you I didn't adjust the ratings. You guys don't have to worry about that. But Zach Fitzwater just made history here today. Big win for that 4 team, and I mentioned it, watch them. And the other thing is, now they enter the next 3 races the favorite, because Fitzwater won at Talladega earlier this season. He won at Zach Fitzwater won at Talladega. He's won at Pocono in the past, and we got a double header at Pocono after the break. Telling you, things get interesting here, and I can't wait to see what happens as we keep going through the season. We want to thank you for watching. We want to take a minute and wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. Of course, this is our final race before the Thanksgiving break. We're going to show you results and standings, and we hope you enjoy your Turkey Day. We'll be back in a week and a half at the Daytona International Raceway. Till then, goodbye everyone.